Hi friends, I hope you're all having a wonderful day. Today we're going to be getting around to lots of cut flower garden maintenance. We're going to be ripping out this bed of cool flowers and we're going to replace it with Pro-Cut Plum sunflowers and Pro-Cut Gold Light sunflowers. Then we're going to head over to the main flower walk and cut back some of my sages. And I like to use the cuttings for propagation purposes. I just take the cuttings, stick them directly into the garden, and as long as it's an overcast day where the temperatures are cooler and rain is expected, they usually will take hold. And then lastly, I want to get a hedge planted behind the cut flower garden. So I'm currently ripping out this bed that was filled with Bupleurum, Orlea, and Bachelor's buttons. This is the bed that we seeded together, and then it must have rained really hard right after because all the seed washed together and I ended up with this quilt work of cool flowers. And it was an unexpected success. I never thought that these cool flowers could be planted so close together. But until we had that massive rainstorm, they held up well, they gave me enough cuts, and really, all in all, what looked like it was going to be a big failure turned into a great success. It certainly doesn't always happen like that, but I was really thankful to have not only a wonderful bed of cool flowers to cut from, but also a beautiful bed of cool flowers to look at. But their time has passed, and so now it's time to clear them out and plant my fourth succession of sunflowers. But before we get back into planting mode, let's go ahead and tackle two jobs at once. We're going to deadhead this salvia, and I like to deadhead about half the plant, but instead of disposing of these tip cuttings, I'm going to go ahead and propagate them. So you can see here, I've already cut back the plant, and now I'm taking the cutting. It looks just like this. And you could stick these plants into water to root. You could also place them into moist potting soil. But what I like to do is do this on a day, or preferably even where we have multiple days in a row, where it's cool, overcast, and rainy, and just stick these cuttings directly into the garden. As long as the weather is cool, damp, and overcast, doing this works really well. And I'm often asked about my hedge of Bergarten sage at the front. This is exactly how I propagated that Bergarten sage as well. So after doing that dirty job of ripping out the cool flowers bed, I took a quick shower and got the flower stand set up for the day. It's probably about 7 or 8 a.m. now, and let's go ahead and get these sunflowers in the ground. Currently in my front garden, and I'll show you this in the June garden tour, we have Sunflower Steve, sunflowers in bloom. I originally thought I was going to sell those sunflowers, but they look so beautiful. I think I might save them for myself and just special orders. But all the sunflowers that we're planting today are going to be sold at the flower stand. We are doing these sunflowers at about 6 inches apart. We are doing Pro-Cut Plum, my personal favorite. It's a beautiful plum color. And also Pro-Cut Gold Light. I have had issues with Pro-Cut Gold Light in the past, but I'm giving it one more try. Mainly, the neck did not seem very strong. So was it Pro-Cut Gold Light in general? Did I have a calcium deficiency in that bed? Did I have the plants spaced too far apart and the heads were too big? I'm not sure, but I'm going to be very specific to plant them at 6 inches apart. I know I have the proper amount of calcium in that bed, and so we'll see how they do this year. So once I had all those sunflowers transplanted into the raised bed, I moved on to planting a new evergreen hedge in the back corner of our property. I've been wanting and hoping to get my hands on the perfect evergreen for this area, but I had struggled for years to find an evergreen that grew quickly and stayed narrow and was also affordable. But luckily, I only recently stumbled upon an arborvitae that I had never heard of before. It's called Full Speed A Hedge Thin Man Arborvitae, and it's exactly what I needed. At maturity, it's 3 to 5 feet wide, 12 to 15 feet tall, and apparently it grows very quickly. I want this screen quickly, but more importantly, I want to be able to cut from the screen sooner rather than later. So this really seemed like the ideal arborvitae. It says on the website that it grows best in zones 3 through 7. It can take sun to part sun. It's going to get full sun pretty much in this location. And that it's really ideal for privacy hedges, has a nice columnar habit, and is nice and tidy in terms of the form of the plant. But at this point in the day, I was actually really exhausted because in the midst of all this, I'm working on one of the biggest garden renovations that I've ever tackled. So for now, I need to head on and get back to work on that other project. I want to wish you a wonderful day out there in your gardens, and I'll see you sometime soon. Bye!